Speaking of giving flowers, and I know I said we were about to get out of here, man. I want to give flowers to Pastor Troy, man. Like I think that, and for people who aren't in Atlanta and who don't really know the scene like that, and just know what you see, from the outside in, a lot of people might not be familiar with Pastor Troy like that, and like where he stood in Atlanta as a solo artist. Even though he's from Augusta, he made his name here in Atlanta, and when they mention the Kings of Atlanta and all that stuff, his name always gets left out. But I will say this, and I read an article that he was talking about this a few years back, because I think Ti posted a picture of him, Jeezy, and Luda, and was like, nothing moves in the city without these three kings, yada yada, something like that. And it's very interesting the fact that when
Fascinating.
Pastor Troy was out here really popping in Atlanta in about what that was '99 with No More Playing
You
GA and
playing GA?
yeah, and I Declare War the album. All of these guys before they became who they were on a crossover national level, they all needed Pastor Troy on their debuts to make a mark in the city. He was on Jeezy's first or what was it, sophomore effort. He was on T.I.'s I'm Serious remix. He was on Luda's Independent Incognito.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he was a big staple on Lil Jon's shit before Lil Jon crossed over and went national.
Yes.
Anybody who was doing anything on a local level, you needed Pastor Troy on your record. And I never understood why once people went major, because Pastor Troy ended up signing the Universal. I never understood why when people went major, they never really worked with Troy again. Whatever. I don't know what that is, but it's a shame that he's not mentioned more. And I know when I first heard Jeezy, I felt like, yo, he didn't he take Pastor Troy's flow from Are We Cutting? Took like his whole style, and no one said anything. Even
Friday
the whole
night.
ad lib, that whole Friday night,
Yeah,
yeah,
balling home.
yeah, that's like, and it's so odd. It's like, I mean, no disrespect to Jeezy or whatever, but it's like, are we gonna act like that didn't happen? So I want to give Pastor Troy his flowers too, man. Like your impact, it's real. A lot of people wouldn't have made it in the city to the point that they made it without the collaboration that they had with you. And I don't understand why he don't get more props from not even just the local level, but the guys who made it on a whole nother level. Like you always see people seem to reach back, but I don't know. I don't know why that works in that way, but yeah, man. I wasn't, and that's funny because even back then, I was on my Outcast shit. I wasn't even a big Troy fan like that, but I saw how big of an impact that he had on the city and the people in the city, and how everybody basically had to work with him to get to that next level. And you got to give credit where credit's due. You got to give props where props is due, man. You're a straight up legend, and I don't understand why it's not said more. But yeah, I want to give a person like Pastor Troy his props and his flowers for what he's done for the Atlanta rap scene.
I was in Greensboro when No More Playing GA dropped.
Hmm.
I don't ever think that I've heard a rap song in my life that was more likely to incite a riot on any dance floor or any club that I've ever been in, like that record. It was that big. I don't know. I mean, and you're speaking to what's going on in Atlanta. No, no, no. It was that big up in Carolina, up in Greensboro, too. So he had it like that. I think it's just really sad when you have artists who, will do anything to get in the game and kind of forget who helped them along the way, because it costs you not too much of nothing at all to get that man a verse on your project, you know?
Yeah, I mean he did it for you. I mean, I
I'm a
get it.
favor.
You paid him whatever. I'm sure. You know what I'm saying. It was never a favor, but at the end of the day, Troy was
Troy wasn't out
popping.
here charging niggas heavy like that.
He didn't
You know what I'm
have to
saying?
work with anybody. He was popping by himself. Like he didn't need a cosign to get where he was. One thing I will say, he did kind of piggyback off of that whole, Master P thing. He used that as a launching pad, but once he got to where he got to, that was off of Troy work. not off
Well,
of the
no,
fact
but
that
Mike
somebody
too.
co-signed it.
He was really upset that P didn't want to sign him. He loved Master P. He was
Yeah, I
really
mean, but you
upset
know
about
what?
it.
It's just a repeat of the KRS, you know what I'm saying, Wally Mall and Mr. Magic story, basically. You know what I'm saying? It's an
Hmm.
updated version of that. So, no, ain't nothing wrong with that. That's hip hop.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? He made it on his own, but the fact that you know that you obviously needed him at a certain point, but once you get to where you're getting, it's like, eh, who are you
Mm,
again?
mm.
Not saying it's like that, but
Problematic.
that's what it seems like. You know what I'm saying? Because
Nah, and Troy's a good dude. I've had a couple of run-ins with Troy probably about 8, 9 years ago now. But every time, like
mm-hmm.
I seen, like he's the type of person that it's like when people rolled up on him, like he sit, talk with you, chop it up with your regular dude, be around in Atlanta at all the spots and stuff. Like solid dude.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right, man. Well, y'all have a great weekend. I don't want to stop the show abruptly like that, but we covered so much. I know we could just keep going on, and we got
Right.
people continuously coming in the room, man. That LL and Jay Z versus was surprising, man. Good
No, I
stuff.
told you, Mike, when I lined up L's iconic songs, I'm like, oh, that's a problem for everybody. We're going to have to call Tupac. We're going to have to call Pac and Big.
We gotta call Tupac. Maybe next
Gotta
time, but
call
yeah, next
Tupac.
time
We
we're
gotta
gonna do.
call.
Let's do Ti and Game. I think that'd be a good one.
Because here's what I mean about iconic. It's like, no, I Get Around is more than a single. That's iconic. Keep Your Head Up is iconic. Dear Mama's iconic. I Ain't Mad at You is iconic. Keep Your Head Up. I mean, not Keep Your Head Up. California Love's iconic. How Do You
Mm,
Want It is probably kind of like lounging, like close, almost there.
right.
Like, so he would probably the best guy, like songwriter wise, Mike. Him and L and Pac have made the songs that are like just iconic singles, like
Yeah.
iconic. Yeah.